Good morning, everybody. Sean here from the Trusted Business Community Association, and today I'm joined by Kay Downie, the Soul Mechanic. She has tools in her tool bag, but those tools don't come as spanners and ratchets and screwdrivers. They come with much more purpose than that. She works in the industry of the health and wellness industry. She got involved with it because she felt she needed to fall back in love with herself after a long time through adolescence and into her 50s. And she then, when she managed to fall back in love with herself, she wanted to then help others overcome the overwhelm and obviously create a more positive life for themselves. She works on depression, anxiety, the overwhelm, limiting beliefs, PTSD, emotional blocks, and much, much more. She's a tarot and soul card reader. She's also works as a kinetic shift practitioner, and Kay is one of our accredited members here at the association, which we are very, very proud to have her as part of. She loves to have virtual coffee with anyone. Why? Because she likes to see people get the opportunity to blow away those horrible cobwebs in their life and really release some of the emotions that are holding people back. It's always worthwhile having a coffee with Kay. Kay often has a coffee with us on a Friday morning, don't you, Kay? But listen,
I do indeed.
Exactly. And we love to have her there because she is such a lovely, wonderful person and an awesome, awesome professional in what she brings. Kay Downie, welcome to our interview.
Thank you, Sean. It's good to be here.
It's lovely to have you. Now, obviously, I've given those people listening in to this interview a little bit of a taster about what you're all about. And it was funny, before we went onto this interview, we were having a chat before we went live, and you mentioned that you'd done a poll recently, didn't you? And to ask what people thought you did, and a lot of people went down the route of what they thought you did. And yes, okay, there are some things you do, but there's so much more to it, isn't there? So do you want to give us a little bit of a backdrop on what it's all about?
Well, the poll was asking people what they think of. Do they think of me as a tarot reader, a coach, or a therapist? The majority said a tarot card reader. Now, they're not wrong, because that's where my business started. If it hadn't been for the tarot, I wouldn't be in business today. It was one of the first tools that went into my toolbox, because when I was reading the tarot, I was not only giving my clients clarity and focus, I was bringing clarity and focus to myself as well. Now, it grew from being just a tarot card reader. And when I say just, it's a very important part of my business. It grew when I went on further, when I was told I was coaching with the cards, because I'm not a fortune teller. If you want meat on your bones, I'm not the person to come to for a tarot card reading, I can assure you. So I did. I qualified as an NLP practitioner and coach on the very basic level. I found that this was very similar to the self-awareness course that I'd not done long before, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it. The tutor knew I didn't like it. So she said, Kay, why don't you do Kinetic Shift with me? I'm sure that you'll love it. I had never heard of it, and I doubt if many people watching this video today have heard of Kinetic Shift. It's a non-intrusive, very powerful therapy devised by a gentleman called Carl Smith. Now, Carl had PTSD himself and found that different bits of different therapies, including NLP, including hypnotherapy, color therapy, shamanism, lots of different little things helped him with that PTSD. But it was only when he got them all together that he kicked that PTSD into touch. Now, I can vouch for that. I didn't have PTSD. I had depression when I first started my spiritual journey, if you like. And that's how I came to do the self-awareness, how I came to do the tarot, and consequently the NLP and the Kinetic Shift. Now, by the time I got to the Kinetic Shift, I thought my depression had gone. How wrong was I? It went after I'd learned the Kinetic Shift techniques and had been used as a guinea pig in the workshop, as we all are when we're learning these techniques. I have no longer got depression, and I'm glad to say I haven't had it for nearly 20 years, which gives away a little bit of my age there, because as Sean said, I was in my 50s by the time I realized I needed to fall back in love with myself. I am a coach as well, an absolute coach. Not through the tarot, not with Kinetic Shift. I run an online hub. When I say I'm a coach, I'm a facilitator, really, because on that hub, I help you to fall back in love with yourself. So everybody who answered any one of those three things was correct. But the right answer is I'm all three.
100%. Now, you've been part of our association for some years now, okay, haven't you?
I have.
Excuse me. And it's something that you know, the health and wellness industry is a very, very powerful industry, and it's something that has become, over more recent years, I would say, a very highly focused arena. The type of people that you help, are they small businesses? Are they individuals? Do you help both? Where do you fit into the health and wellness arena for those that need your services? Are they big corporates, small corporates, one-man bands, just people who just need
Just
to...
people in general, really, Sean.
Yeah.
Just people in general, because let's face it, if we run a business, we're a person.
Yeah.
If we're that person that was like I was pre my release, you know, like that snail with that shell on their back, they're not giving 100% to their business. I'm going to share a little story with you. I'm not going to name any names because that would be unethical. But on Saturday, I had a young lady, a mum of 5 children, come to me for Kinetic Shift because she suffered with anxiety. Now, we worked for about 15 minutes, that's all. The whole session actually takes about an hour. But she was convinced the anxiety had gone. I can't argue with my clients. I have to agree with whatever they say. I'm not them. She texted me later on Saturday night to tell me that she had already told me she was going out to look for a dress, a wedding dress, and she was taking her children with her. And I didn't realize she was going alone. But she said to me, it took me 3 attempts to get out. And I thought, oh, I knew it didn't work. She said, but that is a great improvement. I would normally have given up after the first one. She actually got out of the house with her children. She even found the dress that she thinks she wants. And she thanked me because she said it's coming up, going back to school. And whereas her partner used to take the children to school, he can't anymore. She has to. So she has to get out of the house. She's coming back to see me to have a little bit more of the therapy because, as I said, it was over and done with so quickly. But even just that little bit has changed that woman's life for the better. And her words to me was, I think everybody needs to come and see you for Kinetic Shift.
That's amazing. And just, you know, when you consider, like you say, I mean, it's an hour session normally. She's taken a quarter of that session and been able to make big moves from where she would have been to where she's, and that's only after literally after 15 minutes. And it just goes to show the power of it, doesn't it?
It does.
The mind is a very, very powerful thing, isn't it? And yet, you know, sometimes people I suppose we all do to a degree, we let the mind get clouded by things that are going on outside, that we feel that we're maybe not as in control of as we'd like to be. And that can be the start of where the anxiety builds. But it's great to have people who have got the ability, the knowledge, and the expertise to be able to help those that are needed that are in need to overcome that overwhelm or the PTSD or the anxiety that they're going through, or depression, of course. Now, there's going to be a lot of people wanting to know a lot more questions about you, Kay, and they're probably going to be wanting to touch base with you. So one of the key things I'd like to get to so that people can find you is, where can you be found? Now, I know where you live, but where can people find you out there in the big wide world? What's the places? Where do you hang out?
Well, the one place they can find me is in the Trusted Business Communities directory. The other places are LinkedIn. That's my favorite platform. They can also find me on Instagram, Threads, TikTok, and Facebook. Now, there's a problem with those that I've mentioned last, like Facebook, Instagram, and Threads, because not a very nice person managed to hack me last week, and I lost every single one of those accounts. They took over the management of them. It was my own fault. I gave them details that would help them to do that. But it was too late. It's done, and I couldn't do anything about it. So I've had to reinvent my accounts. So if you're looking for me on any of the Meta pages, I am wearing black, not pink, not blue. I've got no scarves. I've got a black dress and a black coat on. It may be that I'm sitting down. It may be that I'm standing up. But I am wearing black, and I will be for the foreseeable future, because that's the only way that I can show the difference between what was my account and what is my account. So basically, ladies and gentlemen, I'm starting from scratch, which is brilliant, because yeah, I was hacked. That's a negative. I've spun that around and made it a positive. I've got rid of all those toxic energies that were surrounding my accounts. I'm starting afresh.
And why not?
I've got new shoots growing, and it's going to be a bit of a fantastic place to be.
Fantastic. And I've already started following your new account, obviously on the Meta suites and all the rest of it. So anything that's run by Meta, look out for Kay. And Kay, as I say, should be wearing black in that. LinkedIn, obviously a place where I love to hang out too, Kay. And that's probably one of the places where we probably talk more than any of the other any of the other platforms, because we both live in LinkedIn, don't we? We do a little bit, live in the virtual world of LinkedIn. But anyway, it's lovely to have you here. For those people listening in, you now know where to find Kay. Kay Downie is the soul mechanic. She has all the tools in her toolbox, ready to help you. Whatever you need her for, she's there to be able to give you the support that you need, and she will be able to help you. She's got many people around her in other areas of the obviously the world of health and wellness. And if there are people that she can signpost you to, she will do, because Kay is somebody who's out there to look out for you. And it's marvelous to have Kay as an accredited member here at the association. Where she belongs. She belongs with that accreditation. She gives a great service. She is one of the top people in her industry, and that's the reason why she has that badge of trust attached to her business. Kay Downie, thank you very much. For those listening in, remember to like and subscribe. Just down below here, where there's a like and subscribe button, do so, because there's other interviews that we've had already that we've carried out. You can listen to this interview again if you so wish, once you've liked and subscribed. But there's also more interviews to come with other great members of the association. So don't forget, like, subscribe, and make sure you follow and look out for Kay Downie on all those social platforms where she can be found. And if you need her, or if you know somebody who does need her, or would like to find out more about what it's all about, you can get in touch with her through the channels that she's mentioned. Kay Downie, thank you for joining me this morning. It's been an absolute pleasure. I've been really looking forward to this meeting and being able to have this interview with you so that we can showcase the one and only soul mechanic. Bye for now, everyone.